then disappears. The city buzzed with whispers about the nail shop stalker. News outlets ran headlines, and true crime bloggers picked up the story, dissecting every detail from the robbery to Jasmine's disappearance. Bella Luxe Nails was now seen as haunted ground. Customers avoided it, and the once bustling salon sat nearly empty, chairs collecting dust. Maria couldn't escape the memories. Every time she picked up a file or buffed a nail, she remembered Jasmine's unfinished set. She often replayed that night in her head. If she had worked faster, if Jasmine had left earlier, would she still be alive? One evening, Maria stayed late, sorting supplies. The neon open sign had already been switched off, the hum of the city outside faint. As she packed away bottles of polish, she swore she heard the faint jingle of the salon door. But when she looked, it was locked tight. Police urged her to step back, to let them handle it. But Maria couldn't. She started keeping a notebook of everything unusual she saw, faces lingering outside, strange phone calls, even small details like unfamiliar footprints near the back door. Meanwhile, Jasmine's family kept pushing for answers. Her mother described Jasmine's habits, how she loved almond-shaped nails, always carried a specific floral purse, and never left the house without gloss on her lips. Those details gave detectives insight into how much care she put into appearances, and possibly why someone had fixated on her. I'm filing down the edges of this set on my fake hand right now, and it reminds me, Jasmine's nails were always perfectly shaped. No ridges, no uneven lines. She believed nails said everything about a woman. Maybe that's why the killer couldn't resist noticing. 2 months later, Houston police got a call. As this mystery unfolds, I can't help but notice how much confidence a good set of nails and the right gloss can bring. That's why I love sharing my favorite press-on nails and glosses. They're stylish, comfortable, and perfect if you like, switching up your look without the salon prices. You can find them through the link in my bio. From a different salon across town, a woman reported seeing a hooded man standing by the polish rack, not saying a word. When she finally asked if he needed help, he smiled and said the same thing. "Nice nails." Then he left. Detectives rushed to the scene, but once again, there were no fingerprints, no cameras catching his face. It was like he was everywhere and nowhere at once. Maria heard about the sighting and nearly quit her job, but bills kept her tied to the salon. She started locking the front door early and only letting in clients she personally knew. Still, the feeling of being watched never left her. Around this time, one of Jasmine's co-workers revealed something odd. She claimed Jasmine had been getting strange messages on her phone before she vanished. Random. Numbers sending photos of nail designs with captions like, "These would look good on you." The police subpoenaed Jasmine's phone records, but the numbers were burner phones, untraceable. The timing of the texts matched days when she had salon appointments. Someone was watching her movements closely. On my fake hand, I'm showing how to carefully apply glue. Tiny dots are enough to hold for over a week, and just like the glue bonds nail to finger, the stalker seemed to bond himself to Jasmine's every move. He studied her, obsessed over her, and eventually erased her from the world. 3 months after her disappearance, another package arrived at the Bella Luxe Salon. Inside was a single nail tip painted jet, black, along with a Polaroid photo. The picture showed a hand, delicate, feminine, but the nails were half-finished, just like Jasmine's had been that night. Maria collapsed when she saw it. Detectives were horrified. Forensic teams studied the photo, but the background was blurred. Some believed it was Jasmine's hand. Others thought the stalker was taunting them with another victim. The city went on high alert. Women avoided late appointments. Nail salons installed cameras and hired security guards. But despite the fear, the hooded man remained a shadow. Never caught, never identified. Then came the most chilling detail of all. 6 months later, an anonymous letter was mailed directly to Houston PD. In jagged handwriting, it read, "She wanted her nails finished. I made sure they were." Detectives never revealed what else was inside the envelope. Rumors swirled that it contained photos too disturbing to release. Some said it showed Jasmine's full set, freshly applied, perfectly filed. If true, it meant the stalker not only killed her, he treated her nails as trophies. Maria eventually left Houston altogether, moving states away to escape the memories, but she still tells anyone who will listen. While we're getting into this story, I know someone's going to ask about my nails and gloss. They always do. These press-ons feel just like a salon set, and the gloss keeps lips shiny without being sticky. If you're into beauty that's quick, cute, and budget-friendly, everything's linked in my bio. Sometimes, when she's working late at a new salon, she sees him, a hooded man standing across the street, staring silently until he slips away into the night. It had been nearly a year since Jasmine's disappearance, and Bella Lux Nails had closed its doors for good. The space was left empty, a faded "for lease" sign taped to the window. Dust gathered on the counters where polished bottles once gleamed, and the faint smell of acetone still lingered in the air. But the story wasn't over. A new salon, Radiance Nails, opened just 3 blocks away. Fresh paint, new owners, and a different staff. Yet even there, whispers of the nail shop stalker followed. Clients nervously glanced at the door whenever the bell chimed. One Friday evening, just as Radiance Nails was preparing to close, a woman walked in. She had sleek black hair, a sharp red dress, and a calmness about her that unsettled the nail techs. She requested a full set of almond-shaped press-ons, exactly Jasmine's favorite style. While the tech worked, she chatted casually. But halfway through, she pulled a small plastic bag from her purse and slid it across the table. Inside was a set of nails already painted, blood red, glossy, and too perfectly shaped. She smiled and said softly, "I want them to look just like these." The tech froze. The nails in the bag looked disturbingly familiar, like the ones police had once shown in connection with Jasmine's case. When asked where she got them, the woman only shrugged and said, "A gift, from someone who likes to watch. Meanwhile, I'm sealing this practice set on my fake hand with a top coat, because shine always locks everything in." And that's what this stranger seemed to be doing, locking in a connection to a crime no one could solve. The tech excused herself and stepped into the back to call her manager. But when she returned, the woman was gone. Only the bag of nails remained, sitting neatly on the table, as though she had vanished into thin air. Detectives were brought in, and when they tested the nails inside the bag, their worst fears were confirmed. DNA traces matched Jasmine. The set had been worn by her at some point, but the question was, how did this woman get them? And just as the city began to buzz again, a letter arrived at Radiance Nails. Same jagged handwriting, same taunting tone. It read, "She's not the only one who wanted her set finished. The next one will be done by Friday night." The detectives who examined the letter at Radiance Nails couldn't hide their unease. Friday was only 4 days away. They urged the staff to keep the salon open under watch, hoping the stalker, or his messenger, might return. Hidden cameras were installed, and plainclothes officers lingered outside, pretending to be customers of nearby shops. Inside the salon, the atmosphere was tense. Every nail tech worked with one eye on their client and one on the door. Even customers felt the shift. Conversations hushed, laughter cut short, and every time the bell chimed, shoulders stiffened. By Wednesday evening, the salon was nearly empty. Only one young client sat at a station, nervously tapping her bare nails against the counter. She whispered to her tech, "Do you..." Quick side note, since this is a nail salon drama, it just fits to mention this. If you love beautiful nails and glossy lips without spending hours or too much money, there are press-ons and lip glosses I absolutely recommend. They're easy, long-lasting, and always available through the link in my bio. Think it's real? The letter? The tech, trying to stay calm, smiled faintly. "It's just rumors. Don't worry." But her shaking hands told another story. That night, when the salon closed, the staff discovered something chilling. In the break room, taped to the inside of the refrigerator door, was a single Polaroid. It showed the exterior of Radiance Nails, taken from across the street just hours earlier. The handwriting scrawled on the bottom read, "See you soon." Police analyzed the photo, but there were no fingerprints. The film was new, bought just days earlier at a local store. Detectives pulled security footage from the store, and sure enough, a man in a dark hoodie had purchased the film. His head was down, face never caught on camera. On my practice hand, I'm applying another set, this time stiletto shape. It's sharp, dramatic, and honestly, the perfect style for a story like this. Sharp nails, sharp clues, sharp danger. The same kind Jasmine's friend swore she'd been eyeing just before she disappeared. By Thursday night, the officers were restless. No one had seen anything unusual, but the tension was building like a storm about to break. Maria, now living states away, even called Radiance Nails after hearing the news. Her voice cracked through the phone. "If he says Friday, he means Friday. Don't take it lightly." When Friday finally arrived, the salon opened at 9 a.m. as usual. Clients trickled in, though many canceled last minute, spooked by the rumors. The nail techs worked quietly, every clink of a polish bottle sounding louder than usual, every movement exaggerated in the silence. At exactly 6:45 p.m., the same time Jasmine had walked into Bella Lux the night she vanished, the salon door jingled. Everyone froze. A man in a gray hoodie stepped inside, his hands buried deep in his pockets.